It involves a Miami influencer fleeing the scene of a crash after killing 2 people. Miami influencer killed 2 people, injured 4 in a horrific crash while high on pink cocaine. She fled the scene after the accident, had to be returned to the site of the crash by first responders. Here is just how much damage she did.
They asked her questions. She advised she was under the influence of 2C, a known party drug, and that she was from the future and had a crystal ball, and she was placed in a recovery position until fire rescue arrived because she was vomiting. And so victim 1 had to be extracted from the vehicle 3 and was transported to the hospital, rider trauma, and in critical condition, and was later pronounced deceased due to his injuries. Victim 2 was removed from vehicle 3 and transported to Jackson with facial and arm lacerations. Victim 3 was pronounced deceased on the scene. The vehicle was registered to her, but she doesn't have a Florida's driver's license. And a further search revealed that under her date of birth and name, she has a Florida driver's license, and it was suspended indefinitely January 16th of 2024.
There you have it. This model did a lot of damage, killing 2. If the evidence proves out, it certainly seems that way. Pink cocaine.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Police reportedly said she was traveling about 57 miles per hour on North Miami Avenue, pressing her foot on the accelerator at 100%, causing her car to speed up to 73 miles per hour at the point of impact. And a black star with the details. Macy Marie Lathers, age 25, was driving under the influence on a suspended license downtown Miami when she killed 2 men in a silver Suzuki Abraham. Molina Jesus Robio. They were on their way to work. 3rd passenger, Juana Hernandez, Molina's fiance, injured. Miraculously, she survived. The model, who originally hails from New York, left the scene without providing aid or calling 911, but bystanders later confronted her, reported the news outlet, citing arrest records. When police arrived, they found Lathers vomiting on the street. Now, here she's seen fleeing the scene. There she is. We'll call it her catwalk. Just strolling after such destruction. Police body cam footage. Lathers is shown lying in the street, topless, disoriented, while being detained by 2 officers, being loaded into an ambulance. Thereafter, 3 crushed cars are visible in the background. She let out a wild scream and told officers, "My name is Mercedes. I'm from the future, a crystal ball." The male officer asked her, "Awesome, amazing. Are you on drugs?" Though her response is not audible, the officer can be heard confirming that she said, "Lucy," ketamine-based party drug that comes in a pink powder form. I believe it's 2C. 2C is this pink cocaine, as it's commonly referred to. Toxicology report later confirmed her statement and noted a variety of drugs were in her system, as reported by NBC6, Atlanta Black Star, bringing the details forward. She has pleaded not guilty to charges of vehicular homicide, reckless driving, driving on a suspended license, leaving the scene of a crash. She was initially granted bond and placed on house arrest with a GPS tracker. Her trial is set to begin in November. The charges carry a max sentence of up to 15 to 30 years in prison. I want to start towards the end of these details, Mayor. Why would someone like her even be granted bond? Why would she get bond? I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a concerned member of the public. You killed 2 people, left the scene. The 3rd victim miraculously survives. You're on pink cocaine. Why does she get to have house arrest, this model?
Because she's an influencer and a white influencer at that. Listen, I am so disgusted with the entire influencer culture.
Thank you.
I don't understand when it became a thing where you can be famous for being famous. I think Paris Hilton started this mess, and this trend has led us to a place where people that have not been vetted by any community, people that have not been vetted for any morality, have now grown in popularity so much. And I hate to sound like a hater, but I'm confused at why, because the way someone's body look,
Mhm.
that they are
Mhm.
famous enough to be called an influencer, or people are taking their cues from these people when we see what they're capable of. Tutsi is something that has been in Colombia for a while, and I knew it was going to make its way to America when I
Wow.
first heard about it when I was on vacation 4 or 5 years ago. It is absolutely dangerous. People, and the sad part about it is people are taking this drug, not knowing what these drug dealers are mixing it with to make it cheaper for them so they can make more money off of it. They're going to end up, snorting or taking something that is more powerful, cut with this drug, this fentanyl, and it's going to end their life or
Mhm.
somebody else's life in this, like in this case.
It is the American culture. I concur when it comes to influencers. Maybe we're both dating ourselves, but I don't understand what your superpower is, except that the bar is quite low. It's quite low. That legitimate people who, and I want everybody to have a shot. It's the American dream. The culture is always changing, blah, blah, blah. But people who have some legitimate things to say are drowned out by losers who perhaps are even celebrating this Tootsie, pink cocaine. Is that how I say it, Mayor?
Yeah,
We can't keep up.
I think also we should acknowledge that, like, we when I say we, I'm talking about American politics, American political system, and mostly people on the right. The Republicans always criticize what's going on in Central South America about the drugs. Central South America wouldn't have a drug problem or cartels if America didn't have such a big drug habit, because most of those drugs in Central South America are not, they're not taken in those countries. They're shipped to America because Americans won't stop using drugs.
Like supply and demand, huh? Supply and demand. It's what you boiled it down to is that simple. And look at the destruction it's leaving behind. But you want to argue about banning books. You want to ban books and you don't want people to talk about African American history. Wow. There's so many priorities you can get to before your bigoted, disgusting agenda. But I guess model influencers are pushing something else.